On Moments of Grace podcast during the month of February, we celebrate the rich stories and unyielding threads of African American culture and contributions. Our beautiful country is an amalgamation of us all in the rich fabric of our nation. This month, during African American History Month, we share our segments we call Threads in Our Fabric.
Today, we share the story of World War I American soldier Sergeant Henry Johnson. He was dubbed the Black Death by the Germans, but a hero and Medal of Honor recipient by his nation. Henry Johnson stated that he was born in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, on July 15, 1892, when he registered for the World War I draft, but he used other dates on other documents and may not have known the exact date of his birth. He moved to Albany, New York when he was in his early teens and worked various jobs, such as a chauffeur, soda mixer, and as a redcap porter at the Albany Union Station on Broadway. Henry Johnson enlisted in the United States Armed Forces on June 5, 1917 as a 5'4" young man. This was almost 2 months after the American entry into World War I, joining the all-black New York National Guard 15th Infantry Regiment, which, when mustered into federal service, was redesignated as the 369th Infantry Regiment and was then based in Harlem. The 369th Infantry joined the 185th Infantry Brigade upon arrival in France, but was relegated to labor service duties instead of combat training. The 185th Infantry Brigade was in turn assigned on January 5, 1918, to the 93rd Infantry Division. Although General John J. Pershing, Commander-in-Chief of the American Expeditionary Forces, AEF, on the Western Front, wished to keep the American forces autonomous, he loaned the 369th to the 161st Division of the French Army. Supposedly, the unreported and unofficial reason he was willing to detach the African American regiments from U.S. command was that vocal white U.S. soldiers refused to fight alongside black troops. The French army needed more men and welcomed the reinforcements. The 369th Infantry Regiment, later nicknamed the Harlem Hellfighters, was among the first to arrive in France, and among the most highly decorated when it returned. The 369th was an all-black unit under the command of mostly white officers, including their commander, Colonel William Hayward. The idea of a black New York National Guard regiment had first been put forward by Charles W. Fillmore, a black New Yorker. Colonel Hayward was appointed to carry out the task of organizing the unit. The 15th New York Infantry Regiment became the 369th United States Infantry Regiment prior to engaging in combat in France. The 369th got off to a rocky departure from the United States, making 3 attempts over a period of months to sail for France before finally getting out of sight of land. Even then, their transport, which had stopped and anchored before it could get out of the harbor due to a sudden snowstorm, was struck by another ship due to poor visibility. The captain of the transport, the Pocahontas, wanted to turn back, much to the dismay of his passengers. Since damage to the ship was well above the waterline, the ship's captain admitted that there was no danger of sinking. Hayward then informed the captain that he saw no reason to turn back, aside from cowardice. Hayward's men repaired the damage themselves and the ship sailed on. According to Hayward's notes, they landed at Brest, right side up on December 27, 1917. They acquitted themselves well once they finally got to France. The French army assigned Johnson's regiment to Outpost 20 on the edge of the Argonne Forest in the Champagne region of France, equipping it with French rifles and helmets. While on observation post duty on the night of May 14, 1918, Johnson came under attack by a large German raiding party, which may have numbered up to 36 soldiers. Using grenades, the butt of his rifle, a bolo knife, and his bare fists, Johnson repelled the Germans, killing 4 while wounding others, and saving the lives of his fellow soldiers. Johnson suffered 21 wounds during the ordeal. This act of valor earned him the nickname of Black Death, as a sign of respect for his prowess in combat. The story of Johnson's exploits first came to national attention in an article by Irvin S. Cobb entitled Young Black Joe, published in the August 24, 1918 Saturday Evening Post. The French government awarded Johnson the Croix de Guerre with a special citation and a golden palm. He was the first American soldier to receive the award. On May 14, 2015, the White House announced that Johnson would receive the Medal of Honor posthumously, presented by President Barack Obama. In the ceremony, held on June 2, 2015, Johnson's medal was received on his behalf by Command Sergeant Major Lewis Wilson of the New York National Guard. President Obama injected the following: "The least we can do is to say, we know who you are. We know what you did for us. We are forever grateful." It is impossible to underscore the bravery and patriotism of Sergeant Johnson and the 369th Infantry Regiment, Harlem Hellfighters. They brought honor and dignity to a proud nation. They overcame every barrier on and off the battlefield and distinguished themselves as more than a footnote in history. Their courage was a demonstration of the unwavering desire to serve. We salute Sergeant Henry Johnson. He is truly a thread in our fabric.